Q8330. The removal, installation, and repair of landing gear tires by the holder of a private pilot certificate on an aircraft owned or operated is considered to be A. A violation of the federal aviation regulations. B. A minor repair. C. Preventive maintenance. The correct answer is C. According to the Federal Aviation Regulations, FARs, Part 43, Appendix A, preventive maintenance is defined as simple or minor preservation operations and the replacement of small standard parts not involving complex assembly operations. One of the preventive maintenance tasks listed is the removal, installation, and repair of landing gear tires by the owner or operator of an aircraft who holds a private pilot certificate. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Q8331. Aircraft brakes requiring a large volume of fluid to operate the brakes generally. A. Use independent master cylinder systems. B. Do not use brake system accumulators. C. Use power brake control valves. The correct answer is C. Aircraft brakes requiring a large volume of fluid to operate the brakes generally use power brake control valves. These valves allow a small force to be applied to a large area of the master cylinder piston, which increases the volume of fluid displaced. This, in turn, increases the hydraulic pressure to the brakes, making them more effective. The power brake control valves also allow the brakes to be operated by a smaller pedal force, making them easier to use for the pilot or operator. Q8332. What is one effect a restricted compensator port of a master cylinder will have on a brake system? A. The brakes will operate normally. B. The reservoir will be filled by reverse flow. C. The restriction will cause slow release of the brakes. The correct answer is C. The compensator port of a master cylinder is used to allow brake fluid to return to the master cylinder reservoir when the brakes are released. If the compensator port is restricted, this can cause the brakes to release more slowly than normal, as the brake fluid cannot flow back into the reservoir as quickly. This can cause the brakes to drag or overheat, which can be a safety hazard. Q8333. When an air/oil type of landing gear shock strut is used, the initial shock of landing is cushioned by A. Compression of the air charge. B. The fluid being forced through a metered opening. C. Compression of the fluid. The correct answer is B. In an air/oil type landing gear shock strut, the initial shock of landing is absorbed by the compression of the air charge in the strut. This compresses the air and forces the fluid through a metered opening, which provides the cushioning effect that helps to absorb the shock of landing. The fluid also provides damping action to prevent oscillations in the strut. So, the correct option is B, which states that the cushioning effect is provided by the fluid being forced through a metered opening. Q8334. Internal leakage in a brake master cylinder unit can cause A. Fading brakes. B. Slow release of brakes. C. The pedal to slowly creep down while pedal pressure is applied. The correct answer is C. Internal leakage in a brake master cylinder unit can cause the brake pedal to slowly creep down while pedal pressure is applied due to fluid bypassing the seals within the master cylinder. This can result in a loss of braking effectiveness and an increase in the distance required to bring the aircraft to a stop. It is important to regularly inspect the brake system and address any signs of leakage or other issues promptly to ensure the safety of the aircraft.